They say a home is more than just walls and a roof. It's a sanctuary, a dream, a project of love. But what happens when that dream turns into a nightmare and every square inch becomes a battlefield of broken promises and shattered expectations? Today on Our Space. Abandoned, reclaimed, contested, a homeowner's desperate stand. My journey began in the humidity-drenched landscapes of Florida, where gardens are more about survival than aesthetics. I was a landscape designer with big dreams, but limited experience with real seasons. Mark, my husband, was a structural engineer who'd seen his share of construction nightmares, but nothing could have prepared us for our own personal housing hell. We met in college, two Type A personalities who believed in precision, planning, and the power of doing things right. Mark had grown up watching his father meticulously restore old homes, teaching him that every nail, every joint, every detail matters. I'd spent years studying native plant ecosystems, understanding how each species interacts, how landscape tells a story. When we found this house in September 2021, it seemed like our perfect canvas. A new construction, clean lines, potential waiting to be unleashed. We were naive enough to believe the inspector's cursory report, excited enough to overlook the red flags. The previous owner, Robert Thompson, was a local real estate developer with a reputation. Not a good one. Rumors circulated about cut corners, about houses built more for quick profit than for living. But we didn't listen. We were young, optimistic, ready to make our mark. Our first hint should have been the water fountain. Within weeks of moving in, Robert's wife called, soft-spoken, almost apologetic. "There's a water fountain," she said. "It was our anniversary gift. Would you mind if we picked it up?" We were accommodating, too accommodating in retrospect. Months passed. The fountain remained, a silent witness to our growing realization that we'd purchased more than just a house. We'd inherited a project of massive reconstruction. Our first year was a blur of discoveries. The subfloor wasn't just uneven, it was a topographical map of construction incompetence. Gaps large enough to lose a small tool. Uneven surfaces that made every step feel like navigating a miniature mountain range. Mark's engineering background became our salvation. He meticulously documented every flaw. Missing roof edges, hardy board siding installed with a level of carelessness that defied professional standards. Caulk applied in a color palette that looked like a kindergarten art experiment gone wrong. "We're basically rebuilding from the foundation up," he'd say, his engineer's precision masking the frustration bubbling underneath. For me, the garden became more than a hobby. It was therapy, a way to reclaim control in a space that seemed determined to resist our every improvement. The water fountain, abandoned, forgotten, became my first restoration project. A metaphor, perhaps, for the house itself, something neglected, waiting to be transformed. I learned the local ecosystem, studied native plants, understood soil compositions that were alien to my Florida-trained sensibilities. Each plant, each design choice was a statement. We might have been given a broken house, but we would create something beautiful. 4 years of silence. 4 years of us slowly, methodically rebuilding. And then, suddenly, Robert wants the fountain back. Not a word about the house's structural nightmares. Not an apology for the construction atrocities. Just, "I want my fountain." The timing was almost comical. "Our 45th wedding anniversary is coming up," he says. It was his wife's 35th anniversary present, he claims, as if sentiment could erase 4 years of complete abandonment. Mark looked at me. I looked at him. No words needed. "No," I told him, simply, firmly. This wasn't just about a water fountain anymore. This was about accountability, about respect, about the difference between owning a property and truly caring for a home. We were trapped by circumstances, Pandemic-era low interest rates had turned our real estate investment into a gilded cage. Moving wasn't an option. Rebuilding was our only path forward. And now, this fountain. My fountain. Some might call it petty. I call it reclaiming our narrative. Every screw we've replaced, every uneven floorboard we've corrected, every native plant we've carefully positioned. They're all part of our story of resilience. The fountain stays. Have you ever fought for something seemingly insignificant that represented so much more? A symbol of your perseverance, your right to rebuild. Share your stories, because sometimes healing looks like a restored water fountain in a garden of second chances. Like, subscribe, and remember, your home is more than just walls. Until next time, protect your peace, your dreams, and maybe your water fountains.